there is a new poll that is operating with the effect of a suppository for the left because they have a very constipated expression upon seeing this poll. The poll is showing Trump leading Biden by 10 points. 10 points. Now, Debbie cautions me. I mentioned it to her. She's like, yeah, it's a long way from the election, and that's certainly true. So we don't want to make too much of these things. But nevertheless, here it is. And it's not a poll that's done by the Trump campaign or some right-wing interest group. No, this is a poll by the Washington Post and ABC. And now, here's the way ABC reports it. And this in itself is so telling. Trump edges out Biden 51-42 in head-to-head matchup poll. Now, first of all, if somebody is leading somebody else by 10 points, well, actually by 9 points, would you call it Trump edges out Biden? Edges out implies that Trump is sort of just a nose ahead. He hit the finishing tape like half a second before Biden. If Trump is 52, Biden 51, or more accurately, 51-49, you can say he edged out Biden. But you can see right here, they don't like the poll. The guy writing this headline is like, how do I downplay this poll? This is the media we're dealing with today. It's worth noting. Now, I grant that the poll is controversial. I also grant that the poll is a little bit of an outlier, by which I mean if you generally with polls, you look at 6 or 7 polls, you sort of average them out. And so this poll in that sense is showing a much bigger lead. There have been other polls, by the way, that have shown Trump 5 and 6 points ahead. But the vast majority of the polls are showing Trump and Biden very close to each other. Generally, Trump is a little bit ahead, but there are 1 or 2 polls where Biden is a little bit ahead. And so there's now an effort on the part of the left to say, ignore this poll. This is a disgrace. They shouldn't have even put out this poll. So here's Larry Sabato, head of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia, who calls the decision to release the poll ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, why would it be ridiculous? Could it be? I mean, is he saying that the methodology of the poll is flawed? Is he saying that somehow the people who have, think of it, the Washington Post and ABC have an ongoing sort of team that does this kind of polling? They've been doing it before. They're doing it now. Presumably, they're using somewhat of the same methodology they did before. So what sense does it make to say this is ridiculous? Is it simply that you look at a result of a poll? I mean, the poll is intended to measure public opinion. But is there an enlightened class of people like Larry Sabato and they go, oh no, this poll, throw this one out. We can't look at this one. No. In fact, the left, let's be fair and say that the polls have been getting it wrong an awful lot lately. First of all, they got it spectacularly wrong in 2016. They even got it wrong in 2020. Because even in 2020, they were predicting a decisive Biden victory. Trump was way behind. And let's even set aside the issue of cheating. Let's embrace the fiction that this was a perfect and secure election. It was still a very, very close result. Not what the polls said leading into the election. So Martha Raddatz is actually on it because when they were talking about the Sunday and people kept saying, well, the poll is an outlier, we can't pay attention to it. And she's like, whatever the caveats, whether it's an outlier, that's a tough one to spin. In other words, this poll does show a result. Now, the result may be out of sync with other polls, and one possibility, of course, is there's something wrong with this poll. But here's another possibility, that this poll is actually showing you that people are waking up. And that's the point. Let me turn to a very different survey. I asked the Rasmussen people who do the Rasmussen surveys. I'm like, hey, I've got this film coming out next month, Police State. And I said, do you guys mind adding a question or two into your next national survey and ask the American people, ask a representative sample of people, are they worried that America's becoming a police state? And number 2, do they trust the FBI? So Rasmussen, they kind of took the mission. They wrote the question. They defined what a police state is, the kind of characteristics of a police state. So in other words, they defined it as a tyrannical government engaging in mass surveillance, censorship, ideological indoctrination, targeting of political opponents. And they go, given this definition, given that this is what a police state is, do you think America's becoming a police state? Here's a remarkable thing. 72% of likely voters said that they are concerned that this is happening. 72. So think about this. This means that it's almost like every single Republican and one half of all the Democrats share the concern that America is moving in the direction of a police state. So this shows you the urgency, the timeliness, the importance of the film that is to come. And then second, worries about the FBI is a danger to the freedom and security of law-abiding Americans. I mean, think about that. Turns out we have 50% of voters now agree with that statement. 50%. That means half the country doesn't even trust the once trusted a police agency of government that, think about the FBI. The FBI was associated with the untouchables. The FBI is sort of like, these are the guys who kind of keep us safe. They're the reason we can sleep safely at night. And now half the country is like, no, they are a danger. Think about it. They're as big of a danger perhaps as the criminals, if not more, to the freedom and security of law-abiding Americans. They're not a danger to criminals. They're a danger to people who are not criminals. And that alone tells you that the country is waking up to the prospect of a police state and is also waking up to the fact that something needs to be done about this. Mike Lindell has a passion to help you get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop at the MyPillow pillow. He also created the Giza Dream bed sheets. Now, we own the pillows. We own the bed sheets. We love them. The sheets look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep, which is crucial for our overall health. Mike found the world's best cotton called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's latest deal, sale of the year. For a limited time, you get 50% off the Giza Dream sheets, marking prices down as low as $29.98. Depending on the size. Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code Dinesh. There you'll find not just this great offer, but deep discounts on all the MyPillow products, the MyPillow robes, the MyPillow mattress topper, the kitchen towel sets, and so much more. The number to call, 800-876-0227. Again, it's 800-876-0227, or go to MyPillow.com. Don't forget to use the promo code DINESH Dinesh.